Guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be ranking all three Star Wars trilogies from the worst to the best. Now I know Star Wars 9 is not out yet, but we're going to still rank two films as sort of continuous episodes. We'll rank it as a trilogy. So you're ranking so in this video, it's going to be the sequel trilogy, original and prequel. So yeah, we're going to rank all three from the worst to best. So yeah, coming in the number 3 spot has to be the sequel trilogy. Now I love how they tried to bring the Star Wars back into it, but like nothing's going to beat the prequel. Nothing's going to beat George Lucas's creations. Nothing is going to beat them. The sequel trilogy, I mean, The Force Awakens, it was decent. It was quite decent. It was a quite good film. Last Jedi, it kind of ruined Star Wars in a way. The more I watched it, the more hate I had for it. And yeah, it's now one of the most bottom on my list because, you know, Snoke died because he didn't really need to die, did he? I mean, the Rise of Skywalker might boost it up a bit, but I doubt it. Snoke died, which sucked. They just bring in a whole character called Snoke, and he dies. And now they're bringing in Palpatine. So what was the point in Snoke? I don't know what Rian Johnson was thinking. I have no idea. It doesn't make sense. Okay, and Luke died. I think Luke had to die because there's no reason for him to be in Star Wars anymore, really. Han Solo in Force Awakens, he had to die as well. There's not really point either of him. Leia's gonna die in episode 9, which is gonna suck, but yeah. Yeah, but I see how they tried to put in, but they just copied so much from the original and the prequel trilogy, especially the original. They just copied so much. There's a desert in every single first episode of a trilogy. It's just the same storyline, like episode 8 at the same Walker. It's just, you know what I mean. Yeah, it copies a lot of stuff, and I see how what they tried to do is still good, but like, it's not as good as the prequels and the originals. Coming in number 2 spot is the original trilogy. The reason I have this above the prequel is because the original, I think dialogue was a bit bad in the original trilogy. It was, you know, like some of the scenes was good. It was either really good dialogue or really crap dialogue, basically, in the original trilogy. And I just think some of the character developments wasn't that good, but in high notes, it was just a lot entertaining. It was quite entertaining, especially in the last 2 movies. And New Hope is my worst. It's my least favorite movie out of all Star Wars because it was just flat out boring, bad dialogue, and it's a very unrewatchable film. But yeah, it has really high notes. It's the first Star Wars trilogy, so that's why I have it above the sequel, and it's awesome. So I love how the planets come together. I love how all like different creatures and everything, very clever, and how Han Solo was introduced, and Luke and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So yeah, that's it for the original trilogy. I did enjoy the original trilogy, but it's very unrewatchable, the original trilogy, I just think. That's the bad thing about it, really, and a bit bad dialogue as well. But yeah, there are some really high notes in it. So, coming in number 1 spot is the prequels. You guys might be surprised. I think the only bad part about the prequels is dialogue. That's the only bad part. Like, everything else is awesome. Except The Phantom Menace, that's kind of a bit of a boring film, but yeah, I think the dialogue in these films were absolutely awful. But the rest of it, the action, the adventure, the storyline, is awesome. Especially in Revenge of the Sith, like it's a very rewatchable film. So is Attack of the Clones and the Phantom Menace. I love all 3, but it's just Phantom Menace was a bit boring, and Attack of the Clones is quite bad dialogue. But Revenge of the Sith, my favourite Star Wars films of all time, and it's awesome. See, that's all the trilogies ranked from the worst to best. I know Star Wars Episode 9 is not out yet, but you know, I might do this video again when that comes out. So yes, we'll see you in the next video very soon. Peace out.